What's up, Zox fam? We're back and we're going to be getting into our very first video in Chaos Zero Nightmare. Now, I actually want to take some time to actually look at a portion of the showcase so we can get a little bit of a better idea for those of you guys that are like, Zox, what exactly is Chaos Zero Nightmare in terms of the combat and some of those elements that kind of come with that. And then we're going to also be taking a look at some of the other components that they have currently going on their X page. So let's go ahead, let's dive right into it and let's see what they got cooked up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Hyung-suk, the Executive Director of Chaos Zero Nightmare.
Okay.
Let me introduce CZN's combat system to all of you. Protos. CZN features two main gameplay modes. First, we have Story Mode. Just like in traditional RPGs, this mode lets you engage in battles one by one. But what sets CZN apart is its unique card-based strategy system, offering a much deeper and more tactical combat experience. The core gameplay revolves around using your character's skills.
I kind of like card systems like this.
Cards. You can freely play these cards each turn, allowing for flexible and strategic combat. Effectively using your cards is the key to mastering the gameplay. For example, if you play a card that gives you an extra attack, you can follow it up with your most powerful card to land a massive blow.
Ooh, okay, that's cool.
Be able to lead your team using whatever strategies you think are most effective in the heat of battle.
Oh, that was sick.
To combine your character's unique and powerful skills to overcome a wide variety of challenges that lie ahead.
See, I already will say, like, what I like so far is how characters can come on and off the screen, and it's like two different, totally like different animations, right? So hold on, let me actually go back real quick, see if we can actually catch one of them. That right there is like kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie, right? Like this right here, where you kind of can have like their back animation. That's sick.
With your most powerful card to land a massive
and then it still coincides into the sprite. That's actually really sick.
Whatever strategies you think are most effective in the heat of battle, you'll need to combine your character's unique and powerful skills to overcome a wide variety of challenges that lie ahead.
And this can be mad fun because I'm assuming like with this type of playstyle, you're going to have a ton of different combos.
The combat system in Chaos Missions is built around dungeon exploration, offering near infinite possibilities.
That looks sick.
Each run can be as short as 5 minutes or stretch well beyond 15 minutes.
Okay.
You'll be diving into the mysterious depths of the chaos, taking on high-risk missions.
Damn, that's crazy. And I love the pixel, like, kind of like damage numbers.
Start your run with your character's basic starter deck.
Yeah, she's sick.
But as you battle your way through, your characters rapidly unlock their potential and grow stronger. You'll discover new skills at random or gain additional effects on existing ones. As you continue this process, you'll eventually unlock powerful upgrades known as fates, which help your build.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
All of this happens during combat, so you'll experience the effects right away. It's not just about getting stronger. If you combine new abilities with your existing cards strategically, you can unlock even more powerful and synergistic plays. At the end of each Chaos mission, regardless of...
So what I'm hoping with like a system like that, that actually will like maybe promote unique builds, because it says that it like gives things at random. So that actually would be kind of interesting if like people were able to get different like setups or cards, unique cards, like I said, at random, and then still being able to see like how you can go about clearing that content and stuff like that. I think that that'd actually be like mad sick. And that kind of would be interesting for like content too.
Success or failure, you'll carry over part of your growth from the expedition as save data. And with this save data, players can carry over their progress and use it directly in story mode and various instant battles.
Oh, that's tough. Hold on. There's actually a gacha game that does this. I had to look it up real quick. It's called Ash Echoes. That game actually does something very similar where you have like this, like you have like the campaign mode, but then there's kind of like this like dungeon mode that you go into. And depending on like how you perform in that and whether or not you clear that, it'll like raise the tier of your character. So I kind of do like systems like this because that basically like kind of almost gives you like infinite updates essentially so that you can kind of make your character stronger over time. And that's definitely going to be like something I think a lot of players, I know I like that system with Ash Echoes. The one thing that kind of like with Ash Echoes that kind of sucked was they didn't do enough marketing for the game. So I feel like with the way that, Smilegate, they love to market, I don't think they're really going to have that issue. And I also think it's going to be an interesting mix up in the current climate of gacha that we have, where we have a system that's like that, and definitely potentially on a predominant game. I think people are actually going to enjoy that.
In other words, the two gameplay modes complement each other.
Yeah, so you can use both hand in hand. That's pretty sick.
Farm resources and prepare for fast-paced instant battles.
Continuing on, there's another key element that sets CZN apart.
What else we got?
Hello, I'm Choi Sung-hyun, and I'm here to go through the mental breakdown system with you. The deeper agents venture into the chaos, the longer they stay, and the more damage they take in battle, the more their stress builds. Once
that's sick.
a certain threshold, they enter a critical state of trauma, what we call mental breakdown.
Oh, that's sick. You know what this kind of reminds me of? It's kind of almost like what they did with like in Epic 7, you have the labyrinth mode, and like the longer that you're in there, the stronger the enemies get. Like they hit you harder. You like like you start getting fatigued. Basically, you have all these negative effects. So that's something that like with those types of system, that's like kind of part of the challenge in playing through that. So I'm actually pretty stoked for stuff like this.
Each character's personal traumas, they suffer different types of mental breakdowns. A character in a state of mental breakdown suffers penalties when using their cards. That said, there are ways to embrace these mental breakdowns and even turn them to your advantage. By timing it right, you can take advantage of a mental breakdown, since the cost of awakening skills drops significantly when recovering from one.
Yeah, that's kind of sick.
Awakening skills are the most powerful abilities in the game. Just remember, sometimes a mental breakdown can turn a crisis into a comeback, depending on how you play it. In addition to growth through combat mentioned earlier, CZN offers a variety of progression systems like leveling up, promotion, and transcendence, allowing you to fully enjoy the core fun of growing and managing your characters.
Okay.
If the Chaos mission feels too difficult with your current character's abilities, you can level up and strengthen your character to take on the challenge again. We hope you enjoy the growth and progression systems in CZN to the fullest.
Okay. So that was actually pretty neat. So that's like basically like the system itself. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of go through that really quick for those that were kind of wondering like what type of gameplay, play style we're going to be seeing from CZN. Now, I think that this is just kind of like the base layering. This isn't like really talking about, and I have to look a little bit more into that, whether or not they'll have like guilds, guild content, guild bosses, stuff like that, which I'm pretty sure like in something like this, it's easy for them to like do that type of content. And even like maybe leaderboards in the future. I think that actually would be like really, really sick. But actually, I want to actually look at one more thing real quick. Now, in a more recent developer commentary episode that they had, they actually talked about some other functions and features that they were going to have in the game. One of those things was actually incorporating like a district that was going to consist of like a cafe, was also going to have like a school. And what this is going to allow you to be able to do was like interact more with like, the characters and just the environment itself, which I thought is like something that like was pretty cool. A lot of players typically like this type of stuff where you can kind of like go around, interact, dive more into the lore. And this is something that I think is really, really important when you try to tie characters into a universe. And really actually like promotes the idea of like pulling for characters on banners or the next world that you might be going into or knowing more about the story, because now that character's up for their turn to have their story told, right? So it definitely can give you a lot of in my opinion, a lot of different selling points. The reason why I think I loved games like Arc Knights, the reason why I love games like Path to Nowhere, even with like the current game we're all playing, Silver and Blood, they do a really, really good job with setting the tone of the environment, which I think for those that love story PvE content is definitely going to be something that they're really honestly going to look forward to. Now, one of the other parts of this that they talk about in this video was actually auto battle, right? And auto battle is something that I think that a lot of the times we have to learn from games like FGO, right? When you do card battle systems, sometimes auto bat, like even like in games like Seven Deadly Sins, Whereas like there's no such thing as like a fixed card, right? The cards are all random. What they actually said was that they were going to have things for the auto battles be based off of like fixed clears that you may have done. And so trying to incorporate that so that you have more seamless, auto battles within the game was something that I thought was like really cool to mention, just because a lot of the times with these card-based games, that is a system that sometimes I notice development teams will struggle with. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like we're going to have an auto battle, which I think is of course one of the most important things for those that are like, when we're talking about farming, they don't have to sit there and manual play everything. Now, they also did go to say, though, that they did want there to be benefits to manual gameplay. So like, for example, proccing like a block at the right time or the right window will allow you to be able to like counterattack and you score more damage. And it kind of showed that in like the sequence as well. So I think that that's something that like with the synergy effects and things of that nature that they've been trying to like emphasize in their showcases, that's what they want players to kind of like be able to get benefit out of. Like, it's like, yeah, you can do the auto, but if you do things with manual, there's also some perks to that. So it can make things quicker or faster. Like, it all kind of just depends on the type of player or person playing, I guess, at that point. So that's something that I think is like also really, really interesting as well. So yeah, that's basically that. Now, some of the other things that they also mentioned, which is just kind of a side note, and I know this like kind of does matter to those that like the audio experience of the game. They did say that they were going to have Korean, Japanese, English, and traditional Chinese available for the overall like game experience. I think as far as voice acting is going to be Korean and Japanese. So, usually that's kind of like what most people tend to prefer. I like some English VAs, but I usually would turn it on to Japanese. So, I mean, there is that. But ultimately, from what it looks like it's a pretty solid title. Now, how deep is it going to get? Like, as far as like competitive stuff, things of that nature, whether it be leaderboards or, I know some people were asking about PvP, which I didn't see anything on. Let me know in the comment section if there is, because I will pin that comment. Because, yeah, that is something that I know like some people are looking for. But I know a lot of you guys on the channel, you're coming from like things like Tribe 9. It's a mixed variety of types of viewers here on the channel. So not everybody is so keen to wanting to play PvP, nor is everybody keen to just only playing PvE. But that's why we have variety content on the channel, right? So this is a game that I'm really, really interested in covering. We will obviously be keeping up with it. I'll have more videos in the future as they unfold and give us more information on the title in the near future. And the last thing that I actually wanted to talk about was the fact that they actually have a limited playtest incoming. Now, they haven't given us the details yet, but this is going to be something that will be really, really fun to get into. It says it's a limited closed beta, which more than likely means that obviously they're going to sign up, probably pick a few people, and then from there they kind of will let us know who gets in, who doesn't. I'm pretty sure for like content creators, they might do something with this. Hopefully they have like Twitch drops and stuff like that, because if they do, we will be streaming on both. So make sure you guys are on the twitch.tv/Zoxaskun, and you guys are here on the channel, because we're not just playing Etheria Restart. Like I said, if it wasn't for the fact that we had like Tribe 9 EOS, we'd still be playing that too. So yeah, guys, I'm definitely like super into like getting into some more games that I really honestly feel like I'm going to personally enjoy, and hopefully some of you guys will enjoy. So if there are some things that I didn't really go over too much in this, let me know in the comment section down below. What is something that you're really excited for with Chaos Zero Nightmare? Is it the characters? Is it the world? Is it the gameplay? What exactly do you feel like is going to be really, really fun for you? So let me know in the comment section down below. Everyone, stay blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.